Hello and good evening, everyone.
Hello.
And Brianna is here too.
Yes, I am. Good
Yay.
evening.
And I asked Brianna to join me because she also created something with Ronron Designs rice paper. But before we get started, Brianna, we should remind the people that there is a demo deal on tonight, and that is 25% off select Minte.
Let me grab the link.
Hello, Jennifer. Hello, hello, hello. So 25% off Select Minte, and that is online today. Brianna's popped the link there in the comments on Facebook and on YouTube. And then that deal does continue all day tomorrow until 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday, February 24th, in store and online. Now, tonight, I will be sharing some things about Minte. I'm going to combine Minte with Ronron, but we had a lot of questions because we brought in a whole bunch of really cool rice paper from Ronron Designs and their foam stamps. So I just wanted to kind of talk about them, why I like them. And Brianna shared this card. Now, did I see you put this on Instagram earlier? Did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay, perfect. Hello,
Hi.
Lynn. Hey, Bonnie. So, Brianna, tell us about your card.
I had one of the rice papers. The Immortals, I think this one was called, right?
The Immortals. And we didn't bring this one in,
No.
but we will probably bring it in on our next order. So, if this is something you want to get next time and you're like, I don't want to wait, I want to make sure I get it, you can send an email to support and we can put you down. That is called the Immortals rice paper.
And Cassandra had brought in some ATC samples with a couple of the rice papers from Ronron Designs. And I said to Cassandra, I was like, hey, I need to know how to use rice paper. I've never used rice paper before. I need to know how to use it. So she gave me some really helpful tips, and I was able to sit down today and create this card using one of the images from that rice paper sheet. So I did matte medium foundation on foundations paper, put the rice paper on top, matte medium over top, and then I die cut it out using the Spellbinders emerald die.
Your favorite die.
My favorite dye. I inked the edges with Lumberjack Plaid Distress Oxide and Black Archival ink. And then I matted it with, I think this is the Spellbinders Treasured cardstock in Ruby. And then
I
on
like how
top,
you use, sorry, I like how you use the ruby on the sentiment too.
yes, yes. And the sentiment is from the Tim Holtz Ideology sticker book.
Is that the snarky sticker book?
Yes, this one is from the Snarky. How could you tell? And then for my background, I just did an embossed background. And then
And
there you go.
glaze and glue?
Oh, yeah, and I did use glaze and glue on some of her features on her face. I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can see the shine
it
a
does
little bit.
shine a little bit there, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
That is
There you
beautiful.
go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is nice. Okay,
Thanks.
so Brianna, I'm going to move you to the background. You're going to be here,
Yep.
but we're just going to move I am trying to remember how I make myself. There we go.
There you go.
Awesome. Okay, so before we get into talking about Ronron Designs, we do have a giveaway. Brianna right now has the giveaway tool working in the background, collecting your names from your comments. And we're going to be giving someone a foam stamp from Ronron Design. So it's a border stamp. You can see it there, kind of a checked border there. And we're also going to be giving one of you one of the Art Journal Essentials paper sticker phrases one. This one is in beige. I love these, I'm using them so much. So someone is going to win these two things right here. So in order to win, you got to comment, because the giveaway tool is going to be collecting your names from the comments. Oh, you got the February blues, do you, Dawn? Well, I'm going to try my best. Okay, here we go. These are just a couple of cards I made using some Ronron rice paper. And let me just bring in, this one has 4 images on it, and we do have this one in stock. It is called Sketches of Women. So I used 2 of them here. So this one is using paint on the background. And I also use the stamps with paint as well. And then I use scribble sticks to add color to my rice paper. And then here's another one of the images as well. But this one I used ink. I used Distress inks and Distress oxides, exactly the same techniques, but I wanted to show you one using paint and one using inks. But look how beautiful that is. This one is a Better Press sentiment. This one is one of Dina Wakely's. Yes, the images of the women are the rice paper. The images of the women are the rice paper. Everything around them, I added. So I'm actually going to create one of these cards with you, and then I'm going to show you my art journal as well. And I did the exact same techniques in my art journal as I did on the cards. So the image here, that is the rice paper, just this part here. The rest is all Distress inks and Distress oxide inks. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you how I use these to create a card. Let me just grab, and oh good, I did cut one. I am using the Hemp Heritage 8.5 by 11 watercolor paper. So that's what I'm using for my card background. That's what I use for those other 2 cards. But I'm going to show you what I did here with these. Now, I'm only going to use one of them. So let me just take one. Here we go. And again, this is Sketches of Women. That is the name of the rice paper. Now, in order to get the colors of the dresses to really pop, what I did was I actually put a white gesso on the back. So you can do that with gesso, you can do it with white acrylic paint, it doesn't matter. Where did my gesso go? Let me just get it here. So I just took a white gesso and just went all on the back of the rice paper over top of that image. And this is just going to help. The color I'm putting on top of this is then going to really pop. So I'm only doing it over top of where I see the image. Just a nice thin layer, doesn't have to be thick, just nice and thin. Now, I don't do this for all rice paper. I'm only doing it on this one because I'm adding color to the front, and I don't want that color to kind of disappear. So I'm just putting the gesso on there. So I'm just going to hold it up to my light. You can't see me doing this, but I'm holding it up to the light just to make sure I've got everything covered. I'm just going to take my heat tool. It won't take long for this to dry because I put on a really thin coat. Really thin coat. So it's not going to take very long. There we go. Now, I don't want all of this extra rice paper. So there is a really easy way to take that extra rice paper apart. Hang on 1 second. I just noticed a wet spot. on my glass mat. I'm just going to wipe that up. Okay, so I'm going to take, this is just a water pen, a pen that just has water in it, just plain water. So I was using this one earlier, so I want to make sure I don't have any scribble stick on it, which I do. Let me just run the water through there and clean that tip off. There we go. So you don't have to use one of these. You could use just a plain brush and clean water. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the outside and wet that rice paper. What that's going to do is that's just going to make the fibers of the rice paper a little bit easier to pull apart. So I'm just going to go all the way around. Perfect. There we go. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put one finger on one side. This one is actually the Dilutions, and it comes in a 2-pack. Yeah, the Dilutions one. So you're going to put one finger on one side and one finger on the other, and you're just going to gently just pull those fibers apart. So you could use scissors and cut around here, but I like having this nice feathery edge. I feel like it helps it blend into your background a little bit nicer than if you have like a hard cut edge. So this is why I use the water to do that. So I'm just going all the way around. There we go. Get rid of our other pieces. And now I've got that. Okay, so I'm just going to let that sit aside. It will dry pretty quickly. I'm going to create a background here. I'm going to use paint. Now, I chose these paint colors. I am using paint from Paper. See? Rice paper, you can actually see the fibers in. So you can see the fibers along the edge there and running through. It's hard to see it unless you hold it up to the light, but you can actually see fibers running through this. So it is a little bit different than collage paper. I find rice paper a bit stronger and it can take a lot more wet media. Collage paper I find will tear pretty easily. So I do love rice paper. So we also get rice paper from Stamperia. So all of these techniques you can use with that rice paper as well. I'm just obsessed with Ronron. Okay, so I picked these colors. Now, why I picked these particular colors of paint is because of this pad of paper. And we finally got this back in stock. It is, and I'm sorry, Brianna, I don't remember. I don't remember the name of this one. I've already cut up the front of it. Sorry, Magic Colors. And it is so pretty. Look, I've already cut up the front because I've cut off stuff on the back. That's why I chose these colors. A couple of days ago, I went through, I'm going to show you my finished page. So this is Ronron Designs rice paper. Don't worry, we'll get to this as well. But I made a little swatch of paint to go with this. And the reason why I chose this is because it went with the rice paper really nice. And anyhow, I loved it. So that's why I chose these colors to work with tonight. I didn't want to be choosing a bunch of different colors. So I'm going to use this to create the background on my paper here. I'm going to use the paint. I'm going to use my brayer. Let's see. I'm going to use watermelon as one color. And this is watermelon here. Doesn't take a whole lot. I'm also going to use sorbet. It's a bit of a darker color. That's this one here. So if you've got the Magic Colors pad from Minte, I went through all of my paint. And I'm like, I need to find good colors for this. and aqua duck egg. I'm only going to use 3 because this is quite a small area, but I might bring in one of the other colors for my stamping. But right now I'm using watermelon, sorbet, and aqua duck egg. Okay, I am going to use, first of all, the light pink. I'm just going to use my brayer. You don't have to use a brayer to put it on, but it is an easy way to get color on a background. Probably my favorite way. Just going to put my brayer on a piece of paper just to get some of that excess paint off. I'm going to go in with the aqua duck egg. Put some of that in there as well. Brayer some off of that excess. And let's come in with the sorbet. Little bit of a darker pink. And I think I need some more aqua duck egg. That looks good. Maybe a little bit more down here. Perfect. Okay, so there's my background. Move that out of the way. Just going to give this a quick hit with the heat. Shouldn't take too long. I didn't put the paint on that thick. There we go. That's all dry. So there you go. So there's that easy background. So super easy, super fast. 3 colors, brayered on, layered, and super fast. Okay, is she dry? She is still a little bit wet. I'm just going to hit this with some heat. Not that it matters a whole bunch because I am going to be using some matte medium. I'm going to put her right in the middle. Now, I could move her all the way up, but I'm actually going to drop it so this comes off the edge a little bit. Maybe I'll put her a little bit off to the side, maybe not exactly centered. Okay, time to grab your matte medium. Matte medium. I always make it look so simple and easy. I try not to overthink it, Kelly. That's what I try not to do. Okay, so I'm going to put matte medium on the back. So remember I put gesso, so there's actually gesso here. There we go. I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to lay that on my card front. And let's put some matte medium over top. So putting matte medium over top means when I start coloring, that my color is not going to sink into the rice paper. It's actually going to sit on top, which is what we want. There we go. And let's give this a quick dry. So you can see I've got some hanging off the edge there. You can take scissors and cut that off, but I prefer using a sanding block and just going along that edge. And what you're going to do is you're going to break those fibers and that piece is going to come off really easily right there. And you're going to get a nice, perfect edge. There you go. All right. Now I'm going to do some stamping. So what the stamping does is it adds a bit more layer. Like on here, you can see, oh, yeah. Thank you, Brianna, for answering Suzanne's. We did try to get them in and they were all sold out. You can see the edge of that. Now, because I made it that feathery edge, it almost looks like she has a white glow around her. It's not a harsh line where if I would have cut around it using scissors, it makes it look a little bit more, I guess, cloudy, but there you go. So what I like to do now is add a bit of stamping. So I'm going to grab some of the Ronron Designs foam stamps, which I am also so obsessed with. These two are the ones I've been using the most, and this one. Oh my word, I'm obsessed. Obsessed. Let me just get the packaging so I can tell you the name. I kept the packaging. Now I will tell you the stash stacks, not the craft stacks, but the stash stacks from Spellbinders will actually store your Ronron Designs. I think they said 3 high, 1, 2, 3 high in them. So I actually need to get one of those now because I need to start storing these because, again, obsessed. Okay, so you can see I've used these. I've used them with paint. I've used them with ink. This one here is called Text by Marika LeMay. Love it. This one also by Marika. This one is called Small Doodling. There is a bigger one. It's about yay big and it's large doodling, but I've got the small one. I use this one on both cards and in my art journal. And then this one is called Large Grunge Border. And we actually have the small one. It looks exactly the same, only it's about 1/3 of the size. So we do have it in large and in small. So those are also from Ronron Designs. Okay, now I'm going to do some stamping. I'm not going to use this one. It's a little big. So I'm going to set that one to the side. But I am going to use these two, and I am going to use them with paint. And again, I'm going to use my brayer because let's make it easy to put on. I don't know if I want to do agave. Actually, do you know what? No. I'm going to color in my image first because I did do my stamping after I colored them in. But here you can see the stamping here. There's that round doodling, and then here's that grunge border. And I use the same on here. You can see them in the background. But love, love. Okay, so how did I color this? I actually used scribble sticks. Love scribble sticks. And my water pen. So let's choose a color. Which color do I want? I've got a lot of pink on there, so maybe I'll color her in blue. I don't know which one. Let's go over here. Actually, what color is this one? I'm trying to remember. No, not that one. This one maybe. Malachite. Let's use malachite. Hang on. Now I'm seeing another one. Oh my God. I would not use scrubby soap because I think you could really easily damage them. I'm actually going to use this one. This is set number 3. So this one is, that's mineral. I'm going to use mineral. Let's set that aside. All right. So all I did to clean my stamps, let's talk about cleaning stamps, because I've used VersaFine Claire, I've used Gina K, I've used paint, I've used Distress Oxides, and most of the time what I have done, even with this one, because these are permanent inks, I've sprayed them with water and then I've turned them over onto paper towel and kind of pressed them into the paper towel and let them sit like that. Yeah, so that's what I've done. And they've come out fine. I've gotten no transfer of inks to other projects. Okay, so I'm just going to use this. Now remember, I have colored this painted over this with that's a really light blue, but I like it. You may not be able to see it on screen, but I'll hold it up. I've put gesso over top of this. Sorry, not gesso. Oh my word. I have put matte medium over top. So the matte medium is going to protect the rice paper. And I am just adding a really light blue, just really kind of loosely putting that color on there. Now, once I put the first layer on, I can go back and add some darker layers, add a second layer of this, kind of in the folds to make them a little bit darker. Ronron, let me tell you, they are amazing. And I am so happy that they came out to see us, to show us their product in person. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to add just some darker, or sorry, another layer into some of the areas where there may be a shadow. There we go. So I just added a really light color of blue on her dress. Now on this one, I did her hair, I did her skin tones. I kind of did everything on her that I wanted to color in. This one, I just did the dress. I didn't do anything else. So I think on this one, I just love the look of it. I may add something to her hair. I don't know. But just look how pretty that is. Look how gorgeous. I love it. So maybe instead of adding hair color, maybe what I'll do is I'll just add some color to her lips and to her cheeks. And go in with another scribble stick. Let's add just a little bit there and a little bit there. There we go. And then, oh, I didn't even see you say that, Brianna. That's funny. But look how pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me put my scribble sticks away. Scribble sticks. I have been using my scribble sticks so much recently. Maybe because I've got Dina Wakley on the mind. That could be it. Okay, let's just clean that a little bit. Perfect. Let's just take this, hit it with a bit of heat to make sure all of that is dry. Okay. And now we're going to go in with a bit of stamping, and I'm going to use my inks again. I think I might come in. Think, Julia, what do you want to do? Let's maybe come in with Calypso. It's a little bit darker. Give that a shake. Move this back in. This is Calypso here, so it is the darkest color. There we go. Brayer. Just going to brayer that paint on. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm only doing one edge of it. Let's come in here. Give that a press. Love that. Let's do here. Maybe a second generation, and then do up here. Now that I've got the paint spread out here, I could actually come in and lift the paint up off there. That's nice. Just gonna add a little bit of water to that. Stamp off some of that paint. There you go. Perfect. Okay, let's come in with this one now. And I think I'm actually going to go back to the sorbet, the darker pink. So let's add just a smidge of that. The foam stamp is actually from a new company that we're carrying called Ronron Designs. They're out of Quebec. And so we've brought in, I think, a dozen different Ronron Design foam stamps and 21 different rice papers. Perfect. You know, I just find myself using the scribble sticks more. Not that I don't use my Tim Holtz watercolor pencils, if that's what you're talking about, the distressed watercolor pencils. I use them, and generally what I do is I choose them because of the colors. So sometimes I want the distress colors. Ah, love it. Look how beautiful it is. And look how fast that turned out. Love it. Let me just try that paint really quick. And all I did with those my other two stamps that I did here, is I took a black, this is my Gina K amalgam, ran it along the edge. On one of these backgrounds, I think it was this one, I did splatter it with white. I didn't do that on this one, but I did do it on that one. And I am going to look at these and let's do Imperfectly Beautiful. Let's do that one. Where did my scissors go? Hang on. Open these up. Just going to cut the two words apart. Oops. There we go. Just going to take a black pen. There we go. And that is ready to go on a card front. They're permanent once they dry. Yeah. There you go. So there's 3 cards I created just using Ronron Designs. This one's ink. These 2 are paint. But yeah, so much fun. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me just tidy up a bit and let me bring in my art journal. And I'm going to show you how I use the Mente paper. Actually, let me go back. Hang on. There was another one. Oh, here. So I think I showed this. I'm trying to remember. Maybe on my other Monday Night Live when we were talking about Ronron Designs coming in. This is another Ronron Designs paper. No, it was actually just a black pen. It was just, I looked over and I had a black pen beside me. It's just a generic black pen. So this is a rice paper from Ronron. I don't have the other piece of it here. At least I don't think I do. So I can't even tell you what it's called. We do have it at the store now. This was the other image that came on it. There you go. And for the life of me, I don't remember what it was called. The paper I used on here is the blue portraits from Mente. I thought they went perfect together. So I finally finished that. I love it so much. But then this is the one that I created over the weekend. Look how pretty that is. And as soon as I saw this paper, I knew it would go with Magic Colors art journal paper from Minte. And I was like, yes, I need to marry these two together. So the images that you see here, the circles, all of the flowers, those came from the Magic Colors art journal paper, art essentials journal 6x8 paper bed. So I'm going to create on this side. And some of the techniques you're going to see are exactly the same as what I used on the cards that I just did. Absolutely the same. So let's start with this. I need to grab my water pen, clean water. I am just going to take off this edge. Again, I could use scissors, but I want to get that nice feathery edge. So I'm just going to take that apart. Oh, this one is called, I should have told you that, pensive. Pensive. And it is one that we're carrying. And I'm also going to go along the top and the bottom. Top, bottom, and the side. I just want that nice feathery edge. I am absolutely loving, and after I'm done this, I bought, I don't even know how many different ones, and I'll go through them and show you some of the ones I purchased that I haven't even used yet. I know on whatever day I was at the store last Thursday, I guess, I went and I'm like, I need to buy some of these. So I went and I'm like, this one and this one and this one and this one, but obsessed. When I placed my first order with Ronron, it was kind of hard to know where do I stop because they have so many beautiful rice papers. So we haven't placed our second order yet. So if you do want to check out their consumer page and you have any special requests, just let us know because we will consider requests. There we go. Love it. And this is going to go on this side of this page. But before we do that, I need to add some color. We are going to add color to this. I'm going to add the color a little bit differently. Thank you, Brianna. She just dropped the website for Ronron. That is the consumer site. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to apply my color with a baby wipe. Yeah, going to use a baby wipe. And I'm using the exact same colors. So let's put sorbet, watermelon, aqueduct egg. My palette is going to need a good cleaning tonight. And agave. Yeah, agave. All right, so I'm going to take my baby wipe, and this is a fresh baby wipe. It's not dry, it's fresh, so it's a little bit wet. And I'm just going to start taking some colors and adding them to my journal. I like this because you can get it on nice and thin. Should have switched to another spot because I went pink, but that's all right. I am going to leave a space where the face is going to be because like on this side, I want to be able to see some of that ledger writing behind there. So I'm not going to add paint everywhere, but I do want to add it in some spots. keep forgetting to switch to a clean spot, but this is a really easy way to add paint. Now, I've been known to finger paint, but if you're not into finger painting, this is an easy way to keep those fingers nice and clean. I am not above finger painting. Now I'm going to do stamping on here as well, but we're going to do that after we get our face put on our page. Perfect. So that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to add some color. I'm going to leave my baby wipe there. And then we're going to put her maybe up a little bit higher because I'm going to add higher or lower. Maybe here so I can add flowers and stuff. No, I'm going to go there. Go with your first instinct. Don't try and start overthinking things. I know I overthink things too. Okay, time to put on our matte medium. I'm an overthinker too. Don't think I'm not. And my matte medium brush is in my water, so let me just give that a fast dry. Now, don't forget, we've got a giveaway happening. So if you've been watching and not commenting, you're not going to be able to win because our giveaway tool running in the background is collecting your name from collecting your names from the comments. So somebody is going to win a Ronron Designs stamp and a sheet of art journal stickers from Minte. And we are going to give that away at the end of the live. So if you want to win, make sure you comment so that your name is in the draw. Okay, so I'm just covering the entire back of this with some matte medium. I'm using the Ranger matte medium, but any matte medium will work. Perfect. Let's flip this over. Wonderful. Okay, now we're going to matte medium over the front. And we want to make sure that we have matte medium right to the edges. There we go. This imagery, let me just say, I am loving this. I think the matte medium is drying faster than I can work. But that's all right. We'll just put some more down. There we go. So they've got a lot of different rice papers, and Brianna and I went through and showed them last week, but they've got some that have, I'm trying to remember how many, Brianna, the ones that are ATC size, would there be 9 or 12 images on those? And the images are small, so they're like ATC size. So really easy to make ATCs for those of you that do that. Okay, there we go. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, okay. Now, it looks good. I don't mind it. It looks fabulous, but I'm going to do a little bit more to help it look like she is in the page. Just going to give this a quick dry so all that matte medium is no longer sticking. 9 images. Okay, thanks. I thought 12 seemed like a little much. Didn't we just restock the ledger journal? Also, sheet of saying Julia. Oh, I am using these from Minte. I believe we are out of the black. I believe we got a very small amount of the white. They might be sold out already. And then we do have the beige ones. The beige are my favorite, but I am using the ones from Minte. I thought we restocked the ledger journal. I'm pretty sure we just did. still a little bit tacky. There we go. Dry. Oh, perfect. We have 6 in stock. To clean this, I use water, but you could. Yeah. Actually, what I do is I have a scraper and I scrape off most of the paint and then I just wipe it up. So most of it I scrape off. Okay, so we've got this. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to use a bit of gesso. Now, I'm bringing my gesso into screen, but we no longer sell this one because it's been discontinued. But I've got 2 big bottles and I need to use it up. Oh, there we go. I don't need much. There we go. So this is just white gesso. I'm going to come back with my baby wipe. And I'm going to find a clean spot. I'm going to pick up some of that. And I am just going to go along the edge. And just kind of hide that edge a little bit or make it blend in. Now, remember, we've put matte medium on here. So you get too much on there, you can come in and wipe it back. We have been trying, Dana. I got in, the black were sold out. I was not able to get any more of the black. And I believe we got 6 of the white in. 6 or 12? 12. 12 of the white we got in. But that was last week. I don't know what we have left. I keep sending emails to Carolina and asking her, and so far still waiting. So I am trying. There we go. Ooh, love it. Time to do our stamping. Now I have, where's that one? This one, which I love. I used it on this side, and I did use the gesso. So let's spray her on. There we go. Now, I am, this side of my journal is really lumpy, so I'm just going to put my self-healing mat under there. There we go. Need some more white. Love it. Oh, love it. Okay. Well, that is a loaded question. Do you have to clean them? I recommend it, especially the paint. Now, when I do the paint, what I usually do is I'll take a paper wipe and I'll wipe off kind of the excess that's sitting right on top. This is what I do. And then I take water and I'm going to spray it and I'm going to put it face down on some paper towel. I've got a pile of paper towel. I'm going to go on and I'm just going to press it into the paper towel and I'm going to leave it there. Yeah. Yes, this is a Ronron stamp. It is called Text. So I'm going to spray this and then it is going to sit on, I think I've got 5 or 6 pieces of paper towel and I'm just going to let it sit on the paper towel to dry. Turn it over face down on the paper towel, let it dry. Okay, let's do this one. And I don't want any more white, so I'm going to wipe this off. And that's going to need a good cleaning after tonight, let me tell you. Oh, that's too much. And let me bring in some of the Calypso. Oops. Oh, I love it. I wouldn't say they're better. I like them because I can just use my hands. I don't need a block. I don't need a stamping tool. So I love clear stamps. I love rubber stamps. I love foam stamps. I don't think one is better than the other. I just like them for different reasons. Oh my word, I love it. Okay, do I want to do anything else? The colors of the paint I'm using again. Yes, I can. So the ones that I'm using, Calypso, Agave, Aqueduct Egg, Sorbet, and Watermelon. And these colors go really well with the Magic Colors 6x8 paper pad from Minte. Aqueduct Egg, Agave, Calypso, Sorbet, Watermelon. They are gorgeous. Turns out so well. I love it so much. Do I want to add more? I don't think I do. I do want to splatter it. And then we need to add some of our paper. Where did I put it? I was talking about it. And then I moved it and sat it down. And now I can't. There it is. Okay, so this is the Magic Colors paper pad. I've already cut up the front, but look at these. Like this color. I love these. Oh, that's the one I want to use. Where'd it go? This one. Obsessed. I am obsessed with these books. And I need my scissors. Gorgeous. So I used these a couple of weeks ago. Trying to remember, was it a Monday Night Live? It could have been just one of my Getting Creative with Julia's. I don't know. I can't keep them all straight. So if you are a fussy cutter and you love fussy cutting and nothing brings you greater joy, do not watch me fussy cut because I do it so fast and I don't follow lines and it can cause people anxiety. So I'm sorry if this is causing you anxiety. I just like to get the image just roughly cut out and then I can go in and kind of tidy it up a little bit more. For me, it is all about just trying to get that imagery cut out. And then it's going to go in my art journal. Uh, 24, I think. Like I said, I cut up the front of mine, so I don't know. It's quite a bit. It's not 12. It's definitely not 12. It's got to be 24. Yeah. Okay, so the flowers on this side I actually cut out for individual. It's called Magic Colors, and it's one of the new Minte ones. So these ones I cut out separately. Oh, you are so kind, Julie. You are so kind. I won't hold this up to the camera because it really is terrible. I'm just going to go in and kind of cut off some. For me, I just like to get the fussy cutting over with and get back to creating. So funny. I watch people fussy cut and my eyes twitch. It's like, what? It's taking so long. Like, just give that to me and I'm just gonna bang that out. But you know what? We all have our thing. Okay. Let's just cut that out too. Love it. Okay, now on the back page of this is the back. I'm going to take that off too because I want this butterfly, and the rest I'm probably going to give to Cassandra because mushrooms are more her thing. But the butterflies are mine. There we go. Get that out of the way. Butterflies. Now I'm just looking. I didn't do this page that long ago, and I'm like, how did I do that again? I do think I took some black ink to the edge of these just to get the ones over on this page to get rid of the white edge. Sorry, little butterfly, but your antlers have to go. Your little antlers, antennae. Antlers. Oh boy. Here we go, and a little bit more here. As soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, that's not right. That doesn't sound right. There we go. That's a beautiful butterfly. Now, probably what I will do, I think I put that. And now that I'm looking at this lump of flowers, I have decided to cut out the white one. We're going to cut these individually. I'm going to layer them together so you're not going to see all the wonky edges, but I just feel like they need to be separated. And this little peach one down here. Antlers, antennae, same thing. You know, the things on their head. Yeah, those things. And then this little blue one is kind of weird, but we're going to be tucking that under anyways. There we go. Tucking in some flowers. Love it. Perfect. Butterfly. Love. Okay. Now, so I cut out the flowers, but look at all this beautiful extras that I've got. What did I do with those? Well, I did take my 1-inch punch, and I did cut out some of those circles with those like this, and they do fit in really well just by tucking them in, and I did use them on my other page. But let's start gluing down extra parts. Yep, I don't like wasting the extra parts. I got to use them somehow, right? So I cut them out, and what's nice is I could choose to use either side. Both sides are pretty. I ink the edges just to get rid of that white edge because white edges. And then, yeah, they just look super cool. Where is my glue? Actually, before we do that, hang on. Okay, so on the back of my flowers, I did use a little bit of foam. Not a lot, just a little bit. flower, flower, and flower. I don't like adding a ton of bulk to my books, but sometimes you just need just some things popped up. Okay, so let me do the white flower. I'm just going to kind of curl up those edges a little bit. We're going to stick this guy right here. And then this little one, this little peach flower, we're going to tuck that one in there. And then this blue one, that's a little bit wonky because I cut him apart from the white one. Tuck that in. Let's take one of our circles. That one also has a flower on it, so that's nice. These are going to be glued down flat. So let's stick that in there. Let's put one up here because I think my butterfly just on the body there. Covering up that one eye. Love that. And where'd my other ones go? I kind of like that one. That one needs to go somewhere. Let's stick that one down there. Love it. Love it. So pretty. Let's get rid of this very gross palette. Oh my word. Okay, now we need a sentiment. So I did white on this side, so I think I should do white on the other side. Let's do create with intention. Create with intention. Now let's come back to my cheapy pen here. Normally I wouldn't use these in my art journal. I would use my good pens, but my good pens are on the other side of the room and I don't feel like finding them. There we go. And the last thing I'm going to do, and what I did on this side, was I put some black ink around the edges. So I'm just going to grab that and I'm going to come in here. Add some black ink to the edge. I got one more thing to show you before I go, and it's one of the tags. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I did visible image the last Monday Night Live, I believe, and I had one of the tags left that I created. So the only other thing that I did on this side, which I will do after because it's going to take some time to dry, is because I put that glazing glue on the lip. So I'll do that when I'm done, and then I'll just let it sit overnight and dry. But look, isn't it? Oh, I love it so much. Okay, so the last time I did a Monday Night Live was about visible image, and I created tags. I didn't do anything with the tags, but I did. This is one of their stamps, Ronron Designs stamps, and I love it. It's probably the one I've used the most. I love it so much. And then I colored it, and then I popped it up on this tag. So, oh my gosh. So whoever wins tonight is also going to get this tag. Yeah, I'm going to throw this tag in with your prize. So let me, we're just past 7:30, so I'm going to tell Brianna, let me escape because I made my screen super big. I'm going to tell Brianna to pull up the giveaway tool. Oh, that is glazing glue on the lips. Spellbinders glazing glue. Isn't that fun? Yes. So Spellbinders glazing glue, that's what this is. And that's what I used on the lips. So yeah, okay, Brianna's going to get the giveaway tool. I'm going to get the giveaway here again, if I can find it. I put it away somewhere very safe. And oh, here it is. Okay, so somebody is going to win the beige paper stickers, phrases number 1 from Minte, and a Ronron Designs stamp. And I'm also going to throw in the tag as well. Yeah. Would I do a class? A class on what? Oh, Brianna, are you running the tool? Draw. Who is our winner, Brianna? Who is going to win? Jackie Smith is the winner. Jackie, congratulations. You're our winner, and I will get these sent out to you ASAP. Congratulations, Jackie. I'm going to set those aside. I'll put your name on it. I'm going to give you, just before we go, and I forgot to do it, you can see I'm just a little obsessed with this stamp. I stamped a whole bunch. And these ones were stamped with VersaFine Clair, and I also embossed them. Don't know if you can see that, but I embossed them. So these are very easy to stamp with, but I'm going to give you a couple of tips. Let me just grab a piece of paper. Okay, so this is just 100-pound paper. I'm going to stamp this with my hand. Normally I like stamping with a stamping tool because I'm not the greatest stamper, but I'm going to show you what I did here. Now, out of my Misty. Now, if you have a mouse pad, this would also, she needs antlers. That's funny. Okay, I'm using the black foam pad out of my Misty, but if you have a mouse pad, that would work too. So I'm going to take this stamp. I'm going to use my VersaFine Clair. Now it's black on black, so I'm kind of just trusting the process, but I am going to go on and I'm going to make sure that I have got ink on here really well. Okay, now I am going to turn it over onto my paper. Even pressure. Even pressure. Now I did take my pressure tool and I'm not rubbing it because I don't want it to move, but I am just making even pressure over all of it. And look at that perfect stamp. Oh my word, that is fun. Isn't that fun? There you go. So these stamp beautifully. Now to clean it, if I was to clean this, I am using a permanent ink. It does have a bit of pigment in it. So if I did want to make sure that there was no residual ink on it before I move on, I would just come and I would stamp it on just some paper towel. But I would just keep stamping until I get no more ink off it. And there you go, no more ink. Done. Yep, a big shot plate might work also. Yep, there you go. I'm all done. I have told you about Ronron stamps, Ronron rice paper. Let me just bring those back in. These are the cards I made at the beginning. There you go. So much fun. So don't forget, we've got 25% off Select Minte that runs for the rest of today online, and then tomorrow in store and online. So take a look, see which Select Minte is available. You might find a deal on some really fabulous Minte. And also check out the Ronron Designs, new brand to the Paper and Ink Boutique. And we are carrying their rice paper and foam stamps. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. If you wanted to watch this back, you will be able to find it on our YouTube channel. Thanks so much, everyone. Good night.